Let's start with the basics. Employee empowerment is a management practice based on the idea that giving employees skills, resources, authority, opportunity, motivation, as well holding them responsible and accountable for outcomes of their actions, will contribute to their competence and satisfaction. Three theoretical approaches have been used to study empowerment: social-structural, psychological, and critical. The social-structural perspective focuses its attention on developing or redesigning organizational policies, practices, and structures to give employees power, authority, and influence over their work. The psychological approach focuses on enhancing and enabling personal effectiveness by helping employees develop their sense of meaning, competency, self-determination, and impact. The critical perspective challenges the notion of employee empowerment and argues that efforts to create empowerment may actually lead to more, although less obvious, controls over employees. Example: the manager of the Human Resources Department added weeks to the process of hiring new employees by requiring his supposedly empowered staff members to obtain his signature on every document related to the hiring of a new employee. Consequently, documents sat on his desk in a pile until he had time to review them. When the time problem was brought to his attention, and the fact that his actions impeded empowered behavior, he fostered empowerment by telling employees they no longer needed his signature unless the hire involved extraordinary circumstances or an executive position.
There are three main factors that influences the degree of employee empowerment and through which ways it happens. That is through culture, organizational structure, and management style. In Norway, the culture is low context, which means that it is very direct and explicit and does not rely on contextual elements. The Norwegian culture also has a low power distance, meaning that the power amongst individuals is spread equally amongst everyone. The culture is very task-oriented, meaning that people focus on completing tasks as a measure of success. It is also an individualistic culture, meaning that people focus on personal achievement rather than group achievement. And lastly, it is feministic. It's a society where people care about each other. The typical organizational structure in Norway is flat or horizontal and organic. This means that there often is a very flat or no hierarchy at all, and that employees have an open flow of communication as well as coordinating tasks together. Now let's go over to the management style. The most common management styles are participative and autonomous, where the participative management style means that employees are encouraged to participate in problem solving and planning and all of the decisions that affects them. The autonomous management style means that the leader gives his subordinates a great degree of freedom in completing routine work activities. The degree of employee empowerment in Norway is usually high. This is because most organizations rely on it if you look at their organizational structures or management styles as mentioned earlier. Therefore, the employee empowerment in Norway comes through equality for all, since it is an egalitarian society. For example, the way delegating tasks would normally work in Norway is if a manager gives an employee a task, the employee gets to do it the way and when he or she wants, as long as it's finished within a deadline.
After understanding better how culture, organizational structure, and management styles affects employee empowerment in Norway, let's take a look at Brazil. Opposing the Nordic countries, Brazil is a high-context culture. That means feelings interfere a lot in our behavior. Even though Brazilians love talking to each other and making new friends, the power distance in Brazil is moderate high. Brazilians are also more relationship-oriented. That means getting tasks done in a slower pace might be acceptable if that means having a better work environment. Brazil is also a collectivistic country. Our families and social groups are huge, and our trust is usually built upon that. Our organizations are mostly hierarchies. Brazilians need someone watching us out from a higher position, delegating us tasks, and making sure we keep up the good work. When it comes to management style, a manager who has a humane and self-protective profile has important tools to be successful in Brazil. Establishing a relationship with your employee and balancing work efficiency and personal relationship will be the biggest challenge here. As a conclusion, I point out the four main factors that will influence employee empowerment in Brazil. First of all, how well you can relate to people in your job. Second, keep up a good working environment. Third will be knowledge. Anyone who shows great expertise in their job will definitely be empowered. And last but not least, show results. At the end, it does not matter where you're from or the way you perform your tasks, as long as you get things done.
Also reden wir über Deutschland. Deutschland ist eine Kultur mit einer sehr niedrigen Kontext. What's up?
It's English, bro.
Oh, it's in English?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Let me start over. Let's take a look at the way things are in Germany. First of all, Germany is a low context culture. Watch out. We're very direct. When talking about the power distance, one thing that is very important is co-determination. This co-determination needs to be earned. A certain level of control and leadership has to be achieved by showing capabilities and expertise. Having the right qualifications is kind of like the key to success. Live to work. We love work. This may sound strange, but we expect a lot from ourselves. Self-esteem is often drawn from the tasks we have accomplished and challenges we overcome. This makes Germany a masculine society. Germans are extremely proud of their high quality standards, long traditions, guidelines, and bureaucracy. It's about achieving the best output in terms of quality and customer satisfaction. This attitude leads to gridlock business structures. Moving up in the hierarchy is only possible when an employee brings the necessary technical skill set. Having knowledge and capabilities is more important than human skills. Being a good leader takes two main attributes. Firstly, showing skills in certain situations by making an independent decision. Again, experience and qualifications are needed here. Secondly, being as transparent, humane, and team-oriented as possible. In conclusion, this adds up to three main factors which contribute to employee empowerment. First of all, there's a lot of freedom and employees are given responsibility to solve problems themselves. This freedom is granted because of the second factor, expertise. Employers and employees are extremely good skilled. The skills are combined with the general understanding of being responsible and having a duty to colleagues, superiors, customers, and the product itself, creates an environment in which freedom is gladly permitted. Nothing is more important than quality, internationally known because of the car industry. And as long as this precious good is not damaged, all is good.
Just like any other thing, employee empowerment has both benefits and drawbacks. Benefits: direct accountability, improved productivity, better customer service, embracing change. Drawbacks: increased arrogance, confidentiality, and security risk.